Hey guys, it's Angelo, and as most of you have already experienced, patch 7.2 is in full effect. Nether shards are being farmed, legion invasions are being repelled left and right, and of course final preparations are being made to enter the tomb of Sargeras, hopefully pretty soon. Now, there is one concern still that many of us notice, but not all of us are sure what to do about it. Some see it as a blessing, while others literally quit the game because of it. And that concern, my friends, is pretty simple. Has the Legion grind gone a bit too far? In today's video, we're going to have a look at the pros and cons of Legion's current standings, or WoW's current standings in general, as well as hopefully find some compelling and rewarding alternatives for the grind that is currently going on. So of course, without any further ado, my friends, let's go right ahead and have a look. Patch 7.2 offers a lot of content, from a new World Quest hub, to a continued Order Hall campaign and new class mounts, to Legion invasions, unlocking flying, and brand new crafted legendaries. The main storyline is also continued, new Mythic Plus affixes as well as new Mythic Plus dungeons have been added in form of the Upper and Lower Karazhan, and a completely new dungeon, the Cathedral of Eternal Night, has also been added. Overall, there is clearly a versatile palette of things for you as a player to enjoy. While some of these things are fun to do, engaging, and involve players from every niche of gameplay, others require you to invest a lot of effort into the game that you may simply cannot invest or didn't have to invest in previous expansions. Here is where the problem forms, because in order to be successful even to a relatively low-ended level in both PvP and PvE, WoW now requires you to grind the needed requirements in form of artifact power, world quests, and reputation. Ultimately, almost all of this can be traced back to your artifact weapon in one way or another, as it is responsible for the amount of effort you have to invest into the game. Let's look at a few examples here, more specifically how deeply artifact power is truly tied to grinding. World quests, apart from giving you Order Hall resources, gold, and reputation, the latter also being a grind, but more on that later, grant you artifact power. Now, they don't really grant you enough to really push your artifact up if you do them once only a week or maybe even twice a week. However, if you do them every day for an extended period of time, you will see your artifact becoming stronger and stronger pretty quickly. To add to this, you can do world quests that don't add to the daily chest but still result in artifact power as a bonus, and if you were to do these every day, you can see yourself getting anywhere between around roughly 1.6 to 3.7 million artifact power a day depending on what world quests are up. This is a relatively significant amount, but it can only be achieved if you're being serious about grinding, and if you do these quests every day. Let's compare this with an alternative that is considered a little less casual, but therefore even the more grind heavy, and those are Mythic Plus boosts. In 2 to 3 Archway or Halls of Valor runs, with keys ranging anywhere from level 5 to level 9, you can make the same amount of artifact power, perhaps even a little more, than with the world quests on that same day. The issue here, however, becomes clear very quickly. You can run Mythic Plus dungeons for as long and as often as you like, every hour of every day. This in itself now gates players in a passive way, because players who don't find the time to grind this hard will be restricted, and ultimately forced to doing world quests, a daily heroic, and perhaps one low-key run in order to scrape up a little more AP if they can. This now creates a game progression gap between players who are able to boost a lot or simply obtain more artifact power, and players who do not have that kind of time, unfortunately. But grinding in Legion does certainly not stop there. The reputation in Legion is the next grind heavy aspect. This one doesn't really tie into your artifact power directly, but grinding reputation benefits your artifact weapon as a small perk in form of all the AP you get from the world quests as well as the daily chests. Now, in order to farm reputation in Legion, even more so in 7.2, you have to do world quests and you have to gain Legion Fall resources. These resources you then invest into the building station, which then lets you do, or rather put those resources into either the Mage Tower, the Nether Disruptor, and the Command Center. In return, the player obtains a little catch of supplies in it, as well as a bit of reputation for the Legion Fall. Passively, this game mechanic forces you to grind reputation via another content gate, which is flying. Everyone wants to be able to finally fly in Legion after having to wait for so long, but in order to do so, you need to reach at least revered reputation with the Legion Fall, as well as other things. But most if not all of us have already done those in previous patches, as those are really pretty simple. However, through this content gating, players with less time will once more fall behind, the same way they do with the artifact power. The needed resources, and therefore the reputation, can be obtained by participating in the Legion invasions as well. But those are only available for a fixed amount of time per day, meaning that players who work unaccording shifts, have school, or evening classes fall behind here once more. There is no reason for this in my opinion, as flying shouldn't be something that people should be gated from through a simple time investment. That aspect of the game does not give anyone an advantage that is high enough to justify the investment difference of someone with flying and someone without it. And let's not forget that the reputation was previously able to be cheesed by server hopping and then farming rare mobs on the broken shore. Ultimately, the various types of content gating through grinding are, in my opinion, kind of unnecessary. The type of grinding, and more so the amount of it, has never been seen in WoW in this caliber and hasn't been required to make the game feel compelling previously. Personally, I think Blizzard should reduce the grind by allowing players to complete their artifact weapon a lot faster, and players who want to go above and beyond should be able to do so of course, but either only through visual upgrades, as currently the case, via your various different artifact achievements you can accomplish in order to make your weapon look cooler, or any other type of reward that does not set players apart when it comes to their performance or their enjoyment of the game. Most certainly, not just because they don't have as much time on their hands. I'm not saying we should go back to Warlords of Draenor type of easiness and uniformity, but there are many ways a game can be rewarding, challenging, and fun, without having to invest an excessive amount of time into it in order to achieve all three aspects. Now, as always, thank you so much for watching, my friends. Be sure to let me know what you think about Legion's current standing, and tell me what you think all in all. Should the grind continue, or do you think it needs to be controlled a little more? Either way, of course, I am very excited to hear your share of the story. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more of my content in the future, feel free to subscribe. As always, have a good one, my friends, and I will see you all in the next one.